Jusuf Nurkic is an incredibly skilled and talented big man out of Bosnia. He's an absolutely huge human being and fits perfectly at the centre position. Nurkic himself is 7 foot tall and weighs between 260 and 300 pounds depending on his conditioning. And his dad was an absolutely massive man, a police officer from Bosnia who was also 7 foot tall and weighed an enormous 400 pounds. But Nurkic has slimmed down this off-season, and this video will cover his potential and why I believe he can be the most improved player this season. Last season, Jusuf Nurkic was traded from the Denver Nuggets to the Portland Trail Blazers. He'd impressed in short stints in his first and second seasons in the NBA, but the emergence of Nikola Jokic caused the Nuggets to shift their priorities and they traded a first-round pick and Nurkic for Mason Plumlee and a second-rounder. At the time of this trade, I thought it was a really bad trade for the Nuggets, giving up a first-rounder to get rid of Nurkic and put yourself in the situation where you have to pay Plumlee in restricted free agency. It just seemed like jumping the gun in every sense of the phrase, and my initial prediction has eventuated. I don't think even Portland would have predicted Nurkic's production and level of play there, but he has proven he was worth far more than what he was traded for, and the Nuggets have just signed Mason Plumlee to a 3-year, $41 million deal that is a huge overpay, and one they will regret in the future for sure. I'll be doing a future video on Jokic and the Nuggets' odd situation in the future, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's focus on the big man from Bosnia. Nurkic has shown his full potential in the second half of last season with the Portland Trail Blazers. And before getting to his potential this season, I wanted to go over just how much he showed in Portland. Nurkic excelled when given a far more expansive role in Terry Stott's offense last year, benefiting strongly from there being far less talented big men on the roster and Stott's largely playing only one true big in his rotations. Jusuf settled in exceptionally quickly and started in just his second game with Portland. He rebounded well, showed great effort in the minutes he could play, and demonstrated his insane skill level for a 7-footer on the offensive end. Nurkic hit opposing defenders on the block with hooks, half hooks, up and unders, and showed the ability to shoot out of the post and drive past defenders with his powerful first step. Nurkic also showed the ability to work as the perfect role man for Dame and CJ. He could catch the ball and shoot half hook, half floaters, or a layup without a dribble, or take one powerful dribble before making his move to the basket. He also showed a rare ability for a big man, and that was being able to successfully pass to the corners or to a cutter off of the pick and roll. This skill is so important to both Nurkic and the Blazers in this upcoming season. In the modern NBA, having a guy that can do all of these things out of the pick and roll is a huge asset. Pick and roll is the bread and butter of nearly every single NBA offense, as teams attempt to find a talented guard and big man combo and surround them with talented shooters and secondary playmakers. This style of play stretches the floor and forces defenses to hedge on the pick and roll. This is the true beauty of the pick and roll, and what we've seen Steph and Draymond Green abuse in Golden State for the past 3 years. If you look at it in isolation, it is almost impossible to guard the pick and roll without giving up some kind of look, whether that is a thread pass to the roll man, an open jumper at the free throw line, or some kind of lane to the hoop. When run by a talented guard such as Lillard, and an offensively gifted big man like Draymond Green, Jusuf Nurkic, Nikola Jokic, or the Gasols, it is incredibly easy to get good looks if the defense does not help. Therefore, modern NBA defenses will have a man sag off their man and step into the paint to block the roll man and the drive, cutting off the effective looks the pick and roll would give. But if the big man can receive the ball and quickly identify where the help has come from and pass it to the open man, that team will get an open three almost every single time they're on the pick and roll. Nurkic averaged 3.2 assists per game in his 29.2 minutes with Portland, and I think this will go up even more this season. As he gets used to his teammates in the offseason and the coaching staff have more time to work Nurkic into the game plan, he'll have more players run for him, and I think they'll look to incorporate his unique talents into the offense. Another way they can do this is by having Nurkic catch the ball in the high post and run a cutting offense, which the Blazers already love to do. The Blazers run and cut more than nearly any other team in the NBA, and in the 4 years that the NBA has tracked distance covered on the court by players, a Trailblazer has led the league in this stat every single year. This running is perfect for operating some sets out of the high post and free throw line area. Give Nurkic the ball there, and it puts the opposing big man in a complete bind. They have to worry about Nurkic taking a jump shot, driving, or passing, the triple threat. And Nurkic is great at all three of those things. He excelled at hitting cutters with crisp bounce passes and mini lob passes to create easy buckets. He can also execute dribble handoffs to Dame and CJ to get them great looks at jumpers and driving lanes. And this is all made possible by Nurkic's gigantic hands and incredibly soft touch. His skill for a big man is fantastic, and his knowledge and timing when it comes to passing is incredible to watch. The ability to palm the ball with one hand also allows for more effective dribble handoffs than other big men, as Nurkic has more control over exactly where and when he hands the ball off. But Nurkic isn't a perfect player, and there are definitely some areas of the game he has struggled with. He's a little bit flat-footed when it comes to defending the pick and roll itself, and he definitely struggled with this in Denver. He struggled less so when he was in Portland, but largely made up for his imperfect positioning with a great amount of effort. He'll have to bring this effort if he wants to stay on the court for big minutes this season. But Nurkic can do a good job protecting the rim regularly, and his hands were active on the defensive end as he racked up almost 2 blocks and 1.3 steals a game with Portland. Incredibly impressive numbers. If Nurkic can keep this defensive production up whilst improving his pick and roll coverage, he will definitely become serviceable on the defensive end. He also simply eats rebounds up, which is an underrated aspect of defense. He crashes the boards hard and will ensure there are very few offensive rebounds and second chance points for the opposing team. At the same time, he grabbed 3.3 offensive rebounds a game and is constantly a threat to get bonus points on that end of the floor. From all of this, it is easy to see how talented Nurkic is. Plus, he is still a perfect fit on this Blazers roster. Only Ed Davis and Myers Leonard are really going to be competing for the center position, and let's face it, both of those guys will be competing with each other for backup minutes, and not Nurkic's minutes. The center spot is Jusuf's, and he will play as many minutes as his conditioning will allow him. Nurkic's weight and conditioning has been a problem in the past, with him reportedly showing up to the Blazers weighing 300 pounds after the trade. But photos of Nurk on his Instagram show he's lost considerable weight this offseason and really toned up. If these images are not deceiving, and Nurkic shows up to training camp and the season in great shape, then it will be amazing news for him and the Blazers. It will allow him to play 33 plus minutes a night and get up and down the court much more consistently in order to make plays on both ends of the court. If he can do so, Nurkic has the chance to put up even better numbers than he did with the Blazers and average around 18 points per game, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1 steal a game. This would be a mammoth improvement over his season averages last year, improving a total of 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. This would easily place him into the running for Most Improved Player of the Year, and would help take the Blazers to the playoff once again. I would love to see this, as I am a huge fan of more traditional big men, and enjoy watching different styles of basketball throughout the NBA. And Nurk seemed incredibly happy when he was in Portland last season. But let me know what you guys think. How good can Nurkic be? Can he win the Most Improved Player? And can he help take the Blazers to the playoffs again? And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and have a great day.